High blood pressure is a common condition with many different causes. One of the biggest factors is what we eat. Some foods can raise your blood pressure, while others can actually help lower it. That's why diet plays such an important role in keeping it under control. Back in the early 1990s, researchers at the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute in the US created a special eating plan just for this. It's called the DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. Since then, plenty of studies have shown just how effective it can be. So in this video, we'll go through the foods that make high blood pressure worse and the ones that can help bring it down. We'll also break down the key points of the DASH diet along with a few other evidence-based tips. So now, let's look at 4 foods that are especially powerful for lowering blood pressure, starting with fruits and vegetables. According to research, including studies funded by the British Heart Foundation, beetroot juice may help lower blood pressure. That's because it's rich in natural nitrates, which the body turns into nitric oxide, helping your blood vessels relax. But beetroot isn't the only option. Studies show that foods like spinach, celery, and kale also contain nitrates. And fruits like bananas and strawberries give you other helpful nutrients too. Another key nutrient in many fruits and vegetables is potassium. Potassium helps balance out the effects of sodium and can bring blood pressure down. It's best to get potassium from food rather than supplements. High-dose supplements should only be used if your doctor prescribes them. That's because too much potassium can affect heart rhythm, especially in people with kidney problems or those taking certain medications. And here's where the DASH diet comes in. It puts fruits and vegetables right at the center of the plan. Aim for at least 5 portions a day and try to include a variety of colors. That way you'll get the widest range of nutrients while also keeping your blood pressure under control. Next up, we have whole grains. Whole grains like brown rice, wholemeal bread, and oats pack in more nutrients and fiber than refined carbs like white bread, pasta, and rice. Research shows that eating more fiber is linked to a lower risk of heart and circulatory diseases. Oats are especially interesting because their soluble fiber, called beta-glucans, may actually help lower blood pressure. And if you're trying to lose weight, a fiber-rich diet can help with that too, which in turn also supports healthier blood pressure. That's why it's a smart move to go for high-fiber starchy carbs whenever you can. Mix in foods like beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and of course, plenty of fruits and vegetables. And this is right in line with the DASH diet, which makes whole grains a key part of its plan for lowering blood pressure. Number 3 is lean protein. Research shows that lean sources of protein are lower in calories than fattier meats, but they're still filling. That makes it easier to manage your weight, which is important for keeping your blood pressure in check. Some studies even show that swapping in lean protein, like chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, or beans, can help lower blood pressure. But eating more red and processed meats has been linked to a higher risk of hypertension. That's why the DASH diet focuses on lean protein and limits red and processed meats. By choosing leaner options, you get the protein your body needs without the extra saturated fat, and you support better heart health at the same time. Number 4 is low-fat dairy. Including milk and other dairy foods as part of a healthy, balanced diet may help lower blood pressure. According to research, dairy products contain a mix of nutrients, including calcium, potassium, and protein, that studies have linked to better blood pressure control. In fact, a meta-analysis of 16 studies found that higher consumption of dairy was associated with a lower risk of developing hypertension. Whenever possible, go for low-fat options like semi-skimmed milk or low-fat natural yogurt. These give you the calcium and protein your body needs without the extra saturated fat. And studies show that including low-fat dairy as part of a DASH-style eating plan can support heart health and help keep your blood pressure in check. Now let's go over 4 foods to watch out for if you have high blood pressure. You don't need to cut them out completely, but it's a good idea to keep an eye on how much you're eating. Number 1. Salty foods. We should aim for no more than about 6 grams of salt a day. That's roughly a teaspoon, but most of us end up eating more than that. The tricky part is that a lot of the salt we consume is already hidden in the foods we buy, like olives, crisps, sauces, pickles, and processed meats such as ham, bacon, and sausages. Even everyday staples like bread and breakfast cereals can sneak in more salt than you realize. A simple way to cut back is to check food labels and pick lower salt options whenever you can. Cooking at home also helps, because you control exactly how much salt goes into your meals. And it's a good idea to limit eating out or take away foods. They're often packed with hidden salt too. Next up, sugary and fatty foods. Sugar and fat don't directly raise your blood pressure, but foods that are high in sugar and fat usually pack a lot of calories. Eating too much can lead to weight gain, and carrying extra weight is linked to higher blood pressure. One simple way to stay on track is to plan healthy snacks between meals. Fresh fruit or plain yogurt works well, and when you're out and about, keeping a handful of nuts or some dried fruit with you can help curb extra calories without leaving you hungry. Then we have alcohol. If you drink alcohol, it's important to do so in moderation. Drinking too much can raise your blood pressure and may also lead to weight gain over time. According to U.S. guidelines, moderate drinking means up to 2 drinks per day for men and up to 1 drink per day for women. Spacing your drinks out over the week and including some alcohol-free days can help protect your heart and keep your blood pressure in check. And finally, excess caffeine. Caffeine can raise your blood pressure, but for most people the effect is short-lived and often lessens if you drink it regularly. Research shows that higher intakes, around 4 or more cups of coffee a day, can cause a noticeable rise in blood pressure, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine. That's why it's best to stick to a moderate amount, usually no more than 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day for most people. And don't forget, caffeine isn't only in coffee and tea. You'll also find it in energy drinks, chocolate, and soft drinks like colas. Eating the right foods is one of the most powerful ways to keep your blood pressure under control. Focus on foods rich in calcium, magnesium, and potassium. These nutrients help your heart pump blood more easily. At the same time, cut back on foods loaded with sodium. Remember, diet is only one part of the journey. Keep moving with regular exercise. Find healthy ways to handle stress, and always take your medications just as your doctor recommends. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Blood Pressure Healthcare for more tips on managing and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.